NFT, raw and unfiltered.
Welcome back to another episode of Raw and Unfiltered. My name is Alex, co-host Tom, and we're going to be talking all things NFT today. Say hi, Tom.
What's up, guys? Let's go.
That's it. Yeah. Man, a lot has happened this week. Absolutely heaps. Man,
I feel like we're going to say this every week we do this.
Yeah, I know. Well, actually, every week something massive happens in the NFT space, and it's absolutely going mental. A few big things to report. Twitter Blue, from perspective, Tom, you read up a bit about this, but what are you thinking of the move for Twitter to start verifying NFTs on profile pictures?
On Twitter itself, people are complaining that the Twitter Blue feature is pretty shit. But from an NFT perspective, I think it's huge. I don't know. I didn't actually look into it, but I don't know how much it costs for that.
It's $2.99. It's a $2.99 subscription a month, which is really nothing. Like in the grand scheme of things, I like, I think I pay more for a can of Coke at the 7-Eleven these days than $3. Like I don't like. I know a few people have sort of jumped up and down about that. But I don't think it's a big thing. The change is, I know you get is it a hexagon shape now that you're getting?
Yeah. So once you connect your wallet to Twitter Blue, then apparently your NFT is displayed in a hexagon shape as your PFP. So that's pretty huge. I mean, no more Twitter influencers saying they have a Bored Ape when they actually don't.
Yeah. That's actually, there's so just to clarify what this actually means for people that are new coming into the NFT space, it means that Twitter are now verifying NFTs via OpenSea. So I believe there's an API gateway where it can verify that this is a real NFT that is sitting on ETHScan. And this is a big deal because it will stop people from allowing them to counterfeit saying that I own certain NFTs. Now, in the NFT world, especially with high profile projects, Bored Apes being number one, now I actually think Bored Apes is getting more clout than CryptoPunks, even though CryptoPunks is still, battling off for the number one spot. And I think that's starting to change as well. But yeah, so this is important because people that own Bored Apes, a lot of people tend to look at them as influencers within the NFT space. Some of the OG Bored Ape purchases, like they're deemed like the messiahs of the NFT realm. Because they bought in early, and so there is this level of notability as prestige status that you get from having one of these NFTs. So a lot of people in this space took advantage of that situation, and what they were doing is they were putting Bored Apes as their profile pictures, pretending like they owned apes. And what it did was it just drew people in to start following them, and they created an influencing following. But one thing I did say that is it's verifying it's verifying NFTs on ETHScan, but it's not exclusive to verified only OpenSea accounts. So this sort of in a way, it's sort of it doesn't really do anything verifying the NFT, because
so you could put a random picture onto the blockchain and then of an ape, of a Bored Ape, and then okay. So
that's it.
No way.
So you can now. The only way that you get to do that is going onto ETHScan and having a look and seeing that, is this part of the verified collection, or is this just bullshit? Yeah. But like let's be completely honest, how many people are actually going to jump into that and actually have a look and say, like, I think people would if they're following and, you know, their influence starts to, you know, get traction. But, you know, other than that, it's, yes, you can still sort of chuck up an ape onto Eatscan, you know, a Bored Ape, and sort of have it verified and just say, hey, I'm an owner of an ape. And, you know, anyone that's new into this space, that doesn't know how to navigate their way through Eatscan and to check verified accounts, verified collections, is going to have, you know, is probably just going to believe in it, and you know, and then they'll just get a follow. Who knows what type of person that person will be? Generally, it's some massive NFT promoter that no one's heard of, but they seem to have like 1 million followers, and everything's which you and I know very well, and everyone just seems to be a bot account. So it's, yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to sort of see what happens there. But I think that's a massive push in terms of starting to expand the narrative further out there, because, you know, a lot of people use Twitter, like billions of people use Twitter, and now it's going to be like, okay, it's NFT isn't just something that is going to be for the, you know, the crypto crowd. It's starting to be like, all right, it's getting adopted by mainstream social media outlets, and people are starting to, you know, realize, oh, wait a second, NFTs aren't going away, which is, you know, which is positive. Now we're starting to see an influx of so many new people entering in this space, which is great, right? Like, I mean, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, and I think it's another awesome way to show ownership as well. Like, it's
Yeah,
another layer to ownership. So it's another way for people to kind of flex, and there's no
yeah,
disputing it again, because Twitter says that this is legitimate. And if you really wanted to check, you can go and look deeper into Etherscan. But, you know, at face value, you can see, oh, this guy has a Bored Ape, this guy has a punk, whatever. And it just
yeah.
gives you that social clout in a more, you know, undeniable fashion than just setting it as your profile picture.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people miss the actual, you know, the mark of why this is such an important thing. And everyone looks at it as just being, you know, massive Ponzi schemes, and, you know, oh, they're ripping you off, they're scamming you, you're paying for a JPEG, and, you know, you hear the narrative over and over again, just starting to regurgitate itself in the space. But I think people really don't, like, people that aren't in the space don't actually see what the actual real value is. And the real value is the community that sits behind the NFT itself that you own. Like, it's, and you and I have experienced that a lot this week. Our community started to grow with our own project, and, you know, shout out to all the new Misfit followers that we've gotten. Like, it's been an absolute, like, we're so humbled.
Yeah, it's been
Absolutely
such an
love
amazing week.
everyone. That's, yeah, it's been great. And, you know, one of the things that people don't seem to understand yet, like, it's, the NFT is a representation of a community that people actually belong to, and especially in the crypto crowd. And if you're into that crypto space, you know, there's a lot of new people starting to drive into this community, and they're genuinely interested into finding out what NFTs are. You know, maybe whatever it is, wherever they've heard news from or whatever article they read, they want to get a better experience. And there are a shitload of scammers out there. And so certain people are going to find certain projects where they actually feel like, oh, wow, this is a really helpful, engaging community that's really, you know, I'm finding benefits to being a part of this community. And, you know, that makes people want to be a part of something.
Yeah.
And that's why people buy into, it's why people buy into products. Like, you know, it's why people buy into Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and why people buy Under Armour gear. And, you know, it's like, you know, that brand has built its awareness up, and builds a community of people that follow it, like, that wear it every single day at the gym, for example. Or, you know, Coke with McDonald's, you're always getting it in the billboards and everything like that. So I think that's where people start to, not see the value, because they're just looking at it as just being this Ponzi scheme. But the community is so important, because the amount of information, the help that you get, the people that you meet, the opportunities you get to meet these people in real life, even business contacts, like, there's people out there that are looking for, developers, and looking to really network and connect in spaces. And you don't understand how many people are actually connecting within these NFT spaces outside.
Mind blowing.
Like, yeah,
I think we were baffled this week by, how popular these spaces are, and B, how powerful they are on Twitter.
Absolutely. It is like, Tom and I have recently jumped into a few Twitter spaces, and especially within the NFT spaces, and you meet all types of people, right? It is
even a US senator.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. But then you start to realize that all these people are actually like people. Like, they're just like, they have massive followings, or massive supporters and things like that. And when you actually hear them talk in spaces, you're like, oh wow, these people are just normal people. Like, it's weird. You always have this perception of people that have big influences or followings, or celebrity status, that they're too good just to talk to people in regular spaces. But it's not. Like, everyone just comes together and helps one another, and just happy to just spread some good vibes, mate.
Good vibes, yeah.
Good vibes. So it's I think it's certainly a big step forward. For a lot of people, they don't see it yet. It's still early days in that Twitter blue space, but it's a massive step forward for the NFT space as a whole. Facebook has also announced a lot of interoperability with NFTs and their metaverse. So I think they're going to be engaging a lot with that. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but I'm guessing it's going to be like, maybe you want to get a certain piece of clothing, and you can probably walk it like. Maybe their vision for the metaverse is going to be like, they'll have virtual Gucci stores or something, like Louis Vuitton stores, and maybe you can go in and you can buy yourself a Gucci top, and you can be like, hey, I'm like fucking, got a Gucci top. I am, and that's an NFT. We've also got the crypto space took a massive dump.
Jeez.
Just absolutely just shat on everyone, man.
Took a shit, dude. It was 100. I think it was like 100 ETH and Bitcoin, $150 billion just wiped from the market, man. It's just
that's absolutely mental. I mean, Bitcoin down 35,700 US, Ethereum at 2,500. Like, Ethereum was
your heart sinks when you hear those numbers.
Yeah. It's but this was massively expected, and I think we are entering that bear market now. I don't think anyone, like, where are we seeing red? Yeah, everything is just
altcoins are getting hammered.
Everything's
getting smashed.
That's to be expected. And you know what? If someone is new into this space, they will probably be shitting a brick right now, especially if you dumped a lot of money into it. But anyone that's gone through any crypto bear market, I've seen my portfolio just drop drastically.
I was scared to look. I was scared to look.
I don't look anymore. I'm just I find conviction in certain projects and beliefs in those crypto projects, and I'm just like, I'm holding for the long term. I don't even want to take profits, even if it goes up 2x, 4x. Like, it's like, I know that these are going to be successful in the future. That's the conviction I have for these technologies. So
just buy that dip. We just buy that dip.
Yeah, mate. I'm like, this is like Christmas for me. I'm just like, yes.
It's like
I'm like,
dollar cost average it out, isn't it?
yeah. I wouldn't even dollar cost average it. I'd just dump. But that's but that's just if I had money right now, but obviously I don't. I'm pouring it all into our project.
Yep.
So that's the main
focus.
thing. But it's good. It's interesting to see. And it's a lot of the people, experienced crypto people that have been in the space. We've all gone through this at one point or another. Most people at the very beginning, when these bear market trends started to occur in crypto, were dumping a lot of their cash. I still remember, like, I even think I remember dumping Ethereum because it was like, and this is AUD dollars, so I reckon it was sitting at about 240 USD. And I remember it went down to like 180. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. And you're like, you shit yourself because you don't know what you're doing, right? You just think, oh my God, it's crashing. It's just like, oh my God. Like,
dude,
yeah,
everyone just goes into panic mode, man.
We all make stupid mistakes, man. And that's just a given. That's what you're going to find.
That's human nature.
Oh yeah, of course. But you know what? Once you've gone through that experience, like I've got some friends now. I've actually just set up my friends, with exchanges, showed them how to sign up
Nice.
to the exchanges and get them on there and start buying crypto and make their first transactions. And they're sitting to me and just going, "Hey, my money's going down." It's just like, mate, just hold true, just hold steady because
dude, I stopped bringing people into crypto, man, because when we're in a bull market, it's like they're your best friend, and then as soon as it takes a shit, they're like, "Dude, why'd you tell me to buy this, man? Like, why? Half my money's
that's
gone.
exactly
It's all
right.
your fault." It's like, I need a disclaimer on my forehead, not financial advice.
Yeah, and that's gonna do fucking jack shit. Not financial advice. I find I think I talked about this in the last episode. I find it funny how people think that's a big enough clause just saying, "Oh, this isn't financial advice. Do your own research," is going to protect you.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's only going to take a certain amount of people to just open up a class action suit against you, and just once this space gets regulated, I think people do need to take some due diligence and think about their presence online when they actually say not financial advice, but then the next sentence is shilling projects and things like that. It's like,
how to make 10x gains. Oh, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, this isn't like, hey guys, do you want to 100x gain your money? And it's just like, maybe don't make those the funny
promises.
thing, my background is finance, and like it's there are regulations, there's things in place, and there's certain certifications that you need to get to be able to give professional advice. You just can't sell financial products and advice, right? So it's just it's going to be an interesting time when this plays. And I actually think it's this year we're going to start to see the big changes in the crypto space and regulation wise this year. Like it's going to be massive. So that's going to be cool, man. Like I think regulation.
The US is clamping down, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's going to happen, and I mean, like it's eventually going to happen, and when it does, I guess everyone's gonna it's going to pour in a whole new plethora of new users into the crypto space and investors and things like that. So there's going to be so much more liquidity, like than there already is now.
I mean, the CBDC thing is so massive as well, right?
Oh my God!
And I think this year will be a big year for it.
Yep. That's it. So that's going to be huge. That's what's happening. Just a little touch on the crypto space here. What else has happened? Massive Azuki, man. Jesus, number one.
Dude, they absolutely killed it. Like I saw someone minted a rare straight off the bat 40 ETH. quick
Yeah,
flip.
that was. I
Unbelievable.
think I did see that post. That was a golden Neku cat suit.
Right, right.
That was that actually looked dope, man. Like
It
I'm
was
looking at
sick.
the
It
art.
was
Yeah,
sick. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm looking at the art. I'm getting mad vibes. I actually our project resonates a lot with these type of anime
Anime
vibes.
styles. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you know what? It's even got anime Westy vibes as well. So
Sure,
like this,
sure.
it's
No,
it's a bit of both.
it's a dope project for
Ah, man,
sure.
it is. It is. Anyone that got into that, anyone that whitelisted that one, I mean,
Congratulations.
you guys, congratulations. I mean,
Absolutely.
but like the next one running up was, HAPE Beast. Jesus,
Yeah.
man.
Is
I
that too
mean,
hyped? Is that too hyped, do you think?
I don't know. Like it is, it is a Bored Ape take on, but the team behind it is super professional. Like I actually watched a video. I think Henry minted one of them. Henry Chan
Got you.
minted one of them, and he like when he was minting, he had like a whole like terms and conditions, like
Oh,
you had to
really?
like accept these terms. Yeah, you download. It was like 5 pages of terms and
Is it
conditions.
just like
But
we are not liable for
I
any
have
different
not.
price?
I was like, he didn't read it on there. He's like, I'll go back and read it. But I'm
Maybe we
like,
should do that as well.
yeah, like, hey guys, this is the terms and conditions. Like, yeah, it was pretty full on, but yeah, look, I know they're handling it very professionally. There's been some lives and some interviews and some YouTube videos online
Right.
with the mods on there as well. So, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing to sort of see where it evolves. I know they're very fashion brand orientated, like just words and the grapevine is like they're getting deals with Gucci maybe and
What
some
about like
bigger
BAYC?
brands.
You know the brand BAYC? Like they would. It seems like there's some synergy there.
Is that no?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything there.
Yeah,
But
like
like
you know those
again,
streetwear like Supreme and Bape and all
yeah,
those
yeah,
guys. That
yeah,
would be a pretty
yeah.
cool collaboration.
That would be interesting. Like that's who I think of when it comes to mine.
Yeah,
Like those brands, like
yeah,
Supreme, but probably being one of the big
yeah,
the hitters. Like, and I
yeah.
wonder if they would affiliate with them. You and I were having a talk about this just before, and I'm wondering whether they would affiliate with them because they have the real similar vibe to Bored
Exactly.
Apes. And maybe they would just go, well, all the celebrities are going over to the Bored Apes. Maybe we're gonna, move over there.
And
But
Bored Apes are
again,
doing you said Bored Apes
they're
are
doing
doing
the
a 3D.
3D. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna do some 3D
That's
models,
a
and I think,
that's
yeah,
a monster to
project.
compete with.
Yeah,
Like,
it is, and like it's a lot of yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting. What does it mean for the actual holders itself? I have to do more research into it. I just knew the moment that Discord broke like 200K, like in the Discord, like that's how many
yeah,
people are in it. I was just, nah, just
yeah.
forget about it. Like absolutely,
There's just no point even
oh,
trying, man.
it's not
What's
even
the
a
floor
community.
though?
Like
What's the
like
floor?
it's yeah, like yeah. I have no idea. I don't know what type of value that you're actually going to be getting from
Yeah,
it. I'm sure there's going to be exclusivity and there's going to be a separate section for hate base in the Discord. There's going to be like, an alpha group and all that. And that'll be cool. Depending on how many people are flipping these things and how strong of a core community that they had. And that's something that we're probably going to, touch on in some videos in the future about
yeah.
building that, establishing that core community, which is what you and I are focusing on heavily now in our own community and building our own project. But that's going to be very interesting, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
for
to see where that they take them. I know they've got a lot of solid foundations. They've got a lot of business ethics and strategies in place. So I think it's very much has a big potential of being a massive contender in the future. But it really, from the looks of it from the outside, without doing too much research, it looks like it might be battling off with Bored Apes, and I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the antagonist to the Bored Apes.
Nah, they've got too much clout, too many connections, even just within their own community. So I don't know. I wouldn't pick the underdog on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Know what you're saying there. What else has happened in the world of NFTs? China.
What's that?
China's a big thing. China's recently, in the news come out of China saying that they're accepting, they're going to allow the sales of NFTs, which sort of posed the question that I was having a chat with someone on Twitter in the comments, and it's just like, well, hasn't China banned crypto, but they're allowing you to buy NFTs? And it's like, yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? I mean, but you and I have spoken about this. There are ways around it. You can obviously buy NFTs now with credit card. There are platforms supporting that. VV is one of those collectible platforms, but that's not even an NFT. It's just a
but there'll be a million marketplaces within China from the China economy that pop out.
That's exactly right. And this is the big rise in Asian projects now at the moment. Like I think the Fanta Bears just kicked it off and just has gone mental. There's a really solid female-led project.
It's Asian.
Asians?
Yeah.
It's spelled with H or something. Yeah. Asians. So
that's fire. I heard Steve Aoki bought a few of those.
He did. He bought like 8 of them or something.
Yeah. That dude, if we had money, I would have aped into that. Absolutely.
And the art was actually really cool with that. I actually really liked some of the artwork. It reminded me of Flower Girls, which I looked at the price, the floor price of that the other day, and that was sitting at 0.2. That's another brilliant woman-led project.
One of the first Asian female-led projects. That's going to be huge, man.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. So it's that's cool. I like these female-led projects that are coming out now. There's a lot of solid ones. There's a really cute. There's another Asian one which is celebrating Asian culture. The little bows, I think it was. I can't remember the name exactly, but there's these little cute little bows. Little characters and stuff like that. So, and that's started. That's got a female, CEO for it. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's
we love to see it, man. We're super supportive of it. Absolutely. I saw our friends at Needless where they all bought a female-led project. I forget what it was called. I think it had like CVNTS within the name.
Yeah.
I saw a few of them bought into that, but again, another female-led project. So I wanted to show that some love.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what I'm loving about this space at the moment. Lots of cool new projects, lots of new things that are starting to happen. And, weekly, there just seems to be more and more news about the NFT space. And then there's a lot of fun spreaders as well. That's still apparent. Still a lot of people, calling out BS on the whole NFT space. Did you see that? Is he I'm going to say Indonesian dude.
Oh, yeah. He made $1 million.
Ghazi or something like that. That guy took a photo of himself every single day.
Dude, it's super interesting, man. Do you know where the top country is in the world that hold of NFT holders? Do you want to take a guess?
Oh, man.
Take a guess.
I would have said the US, but you're going to tell me it's Indonesia, isn't it? I mean, it just has to make sense now.
No, it's not. But it's a Southeast Asian country. It's the Philippines, man. And then close behind that is actually the UAE, and then Vietnam, Thailand, UAE, and Vietnam, which is just that blew my mind, man. That just absolutely blew me away.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So now I understand kind of, and I think you know that Irene Dow. Did you see her? in the news
Yeah,
recently. I
yeah,
think
I
Logan
did.
Paul was simping over her, bought a few of her NFTs.
Yeah,
Apparently, she's actually Singaporean as well. So Southeast Asia is making a move in the NFT
it is.
marketplace, man.
There's a lot of spaces coming out, and we are we're Singapore based,
Yep.
although currently I'm in Australia, but you're in Singapore, and that'll be
And
the
the company's
transition
here
move
as well.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
It's
for us
exciting.
as well. We're a Southeast Asian project as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
we certainly have picked up a lot of our inspiration and themes from Asian cultures
culture. Yeah.
and definitely doing the anime style themes. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was just super cool. I thought that was super cool, super interesting.
I think that's really interesting to know, and yeah, that actually is just blown my
She
mind.
blew me away.
It's
So
like,
I had to
I
take a
actually
second.
thought the US would have
Yeah.
absolutely dominated in that space, but no, they don't. What's just happened in the top 10? I'm just going through. There's a lot of cool things coming out with metaverse spaces. Here it is, World Wide Web Land. That's that one is probably, and I brought it up to you ages ago when it was when this thing was actually like really popping off. It was in the top 10. But World Wide Webland is like that 16-bit Super Nintendo. If anyone played like Chrono Trigger or those old Final Fantasies on the Super Nintendos, it's like it's got that 16-bit vibe to it. So it's like your avatar will be in 16-bit like Super Nintendo graphics.
Cool.
But you can go around in there, and they've got like mini games and adventures that you can do in there, and like some of the previews that I've actually seen for it, like you go do quests and you do things, and like if you can have your community in there, you can buy a piece of land, you have an apartment where everyone can come back and rest and do things, and you can go out and do adventures in the world itself. That is the metaverse that I think, like that's going to be awesome. Like that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be like, it's sort of like World of Warcraft style, but you're going to be using your NFTs from certain communities that you have, and you're all going to be sort of doing your own thing in this metaverse, but you're all going to be sharing it together. So
yeah, I can dig that, man. I think that would be super fun.
I think it will be, definitely. So anyone looking into it, like that's a pretty cool thing to sort of look into. From that, there's some other exciting stuff. You and I managed to build up our community this week, which has been very positive for us. In terms of the
big learning experience for us as well.
Massive, man. Like I think finally getting ourselves out into the spaces. We went into the Needless space. What day was that? Wednesday. That was Wednesday our time. So we went in there, and we met so many fantastic members in there.
Wow,
and
what an amazing community. Absolutely incredible.
Amazing community, and a lot of them have joined us in our Discord now, and it's really starting to come together, and it's made us think about a lot of different things in terms of the community that we want to build, and how it is that we want to grow this project, which has been great, slow and steady, and just starting to build that real solid foundation of people, like real people that are helping, like people that are really actually into your project, that actually believe in the project. There are so many people that are supporters of us now, and they absolutely love our concept, and that's what you want to find, rather than, I guess, some of these projects blow up really, really quickly, and it's just that they're just there for an instant flip. Like half of them don't even believe a project, and I think that can be the downfall of a lot of projects, right? Because which is sort of like what happened to Mechaverse, right? Like it seemed to have this core amount of supporters. Everyone saw the project and just went, "No, this is shit now," and no one ever talks about it. And what my thoughts are about that. fucking. I actually think Mechaverse, man. Like I'm like, as soon as I have some free cash, I'm aping into Mechaverse. That is just. That's all I'm saying.
I
I'm not
don't
going
know,
to tell you.
man.
I'm not going to give
I,
you my reasons why, but Mechaverse
I
is
just like
like
I just don't
is
like Mechaverse, man. I just
good.
never
It
liked
is.
them. I just thought they were way
Good.
too overhyped. And then
Yeah.
when they started dumping, I was like, I could have called that. They all look the same. I don't
No,
know, man. For me,
no,
it's not for
no,
me.
they
But
don't. I love the artwork. I love what the team's doing. I love their future roadmap. I mean, this is the thing. Like every influencer was shilling them, going nuts about them, and then the moment these guys dumped, there was, and I'm going to say, like, yeah, the artwork in a lot of aspects could have been better on this first one, but I think the team's learned a lot from that. And I think a lot of people don't go back and revisit these projects. Like it's funny, a lot of people influence and shill these projects, and the moment they release, as soon as the mint's done, like there's no follow-up videos months later. There's no one talking about these projects anymore. It's all about the next 100x games. Yeah, it's just like, well, like anyone in this space, not every project is going to ever, like every single one is not going to reach 100x. It's just not going to happen. Like when people keep saying the next 100x gains, I mean, like, let me tell you, those projects, things like HAPE, have 200,000 people in the Discord fighting for what, 707, no
I don't
idea how
know how
many they
many.
have, 7,777 or whatever it was. I mean, you're not going to, like, the chance of you actually getting a whitelist for that project is virtually, impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have all the Cheerio vibes, you can do all this, but I mean, you're probably not going to get a whitelist, and you're going to spend a lot of time. So you've really got to be able to, siphon, like, filter through all these projects and find ones that actually really resonate with you, because a lot of these hype projects, especially the Ozzy Osbourne one, like there was over 80,000 people in the Discord, and if you jumped in there when the Discord was at 60,000, the likelihood of you getting a whitelist is, unless you enter into competition, you're like 1 in 80,000 of winning, or 60,000. I mean, I just wouldn't put that much time and effort into something when there's really good other projects elsewhere, that are actually, doing the exact same things. So yeah, going back to it, man, Mecca is like top tier.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
that's
Your
that's God tier status.
yeah,
For
it's
me.
got to.
It is, and people probably people will think like this guy's fucking nuts. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I suggest people go back and probably review Mechaverse and
They
actually
could be
see.
a sneaky savage, man. They could come back
And
and
I'm telling you,
pump to the
they
moon, man.
got some cool shit coming out. They got some
Yeah, it
cool
does look
shit,
cool. Like
and
the
these
second
guys
drop
have a
looks better.
lot. Yeah, these guys have a lot of fucking money now. A lot
Yeah.
of fucking money.
Yes,
Like
they do.
they released, and like being someone that is actually building a project now, you are releasing on a budget. It doesn't matter whatever you're doing. You've got to act within. You and I put so much money into this, but you've got to act within a budget, right? And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like any business, you've got to be able to get a return for the money that you've invested.
Yeah.
So then you can actually start reinvesting back into the project itself. This is, economics 101. And, like for them, I reckon they acted within the confines of a budget. They released them all, like, for what they had. Their mechas do look awesome. The 3D rendering, the profile picture style. Yeah, I know you're not convinced, but go have a look at some of them. Like they're awesome. Like there's some of them I really like.
Yeah.
And it's, they've released it, they've made their money, and they've made an absolute killing. Like their volume trade was like 47,000 ETH. So I mean, they made an absolute killing.
Yep.
What do you think that money's going back into? Like they want to be around tomorrow. They've opened up offices in Paris and things like that. So they're really establishing that core foundation. They're pouring money back into it, and it's only going to get better.
those are the things that you need to look for.
They're the
But I
projects.
mean, look, now the average person has not got. I think the floor is what 1.2 ETH, something like that.
Yeah, it's at 1.2. It'll probably go up. Sometimes it's going up and down. It's still a very expensive project to get into.
It's still a bit late for 90% of people, but if you have the money, it's something to look into for sure.
Yep. Absolutely. Like I think it's a solid project. I support the team. I've joined their Discord, and I don't really engage much in there. I don't have time to, but I read all their updates and everything like that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love Meccas, man. Like
it's been a good week. It's been a good week.
Good week for communities. You and I have some spaces coming up.
Yeah, we have a space on Sunday morning, our time.
Yep.
And Saturday night US time, so that's super exciting. We can't wait for that.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the whole community shows up. That'd be sweet.
yeah, absolutely. And there's also some cool things. You and I we're talking, we're doing some mad giveaways on our Discord as well.
Pokemon card giveaway.
Yeah, we've got Pokemon card giveaways. So, background, I massive collector back in the day. I've found recently through old boxes and moving stuff, I found pretty much my whole Pokemon collection back in the day.
That's awesome.
And you know what? Hats go off to me for being that kid that was like, you've got to keep it in mint condition, because I every time I got a brand new card, I put them in sleeves. And I put them in sleeves. I put them in, top loaders, and I kept everything really, really in good nick. So some of these cards are absolutely minted.
Do you have
our first one that we're giving away?
Oh yeah, that's a banger.
We're doing a Polyrath from BAYC set.
First, the raffle draw ends on Wednesday, actually. So the first winner will be announced soon.
Yeah, and we'll be sending those out free of charge anywhere where you are in the world, as long as we can send them to those countries. I'm not sure if there's any restrictions or COVID restrictions or whatnot, but if you're in a country that we can send it to, we will be sending it to you. So
that's super exciting.
I look, and it's a way to give back to the community, and obviously it helps us grow, and we get a bit of attention as well. Like obviously that's sort of an incentive to help us, but we do want good people, and we just want a solid community, man, and that's what we're going to do.
And so far so good. So,
absolutely, man.
Keep bumping along. Going to film another video. We're going to collaborate as well tomorrow with Meet Dave.
Yeah, Meet Dave. That's going to be cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And this is where it all starts. This is where it all starts, man. We got some really good content starting to come out, and there's a lot of things in the pipeline for us. And we're doing more spaces tomorrow. Our own space, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Tom, what time is it there for you? It'll be
10 a.m. Singapore time.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Singapore time, and we have no idea what it is in that wonderful world of the rest of the world.
You can Google it, or sign up to the reminder on Twitter, and it'll tell you what.
That's it. In your local. That's it. All right. So anyway, let's wrap this up, and let's I hope everyone enjoyed it. This will be our style of podcast for now, and till we find. I think all podcasts start off one thing, and then they always end up evolving. But we're just going to be doing, raw and unfiltered discussions just about NFT, crypto space, and all things in general, just things that have been happening throughout the week. Hope you liked it. Smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. We'll be posting weekly. We're not going to be like every day. We're toying with some ideas about doing specific content videos for people that are new into the space, learning how to navigate it. Tom, I reckon maybe we even have a link to our Discord in here, and maybe have it this is the only place you can join our Discord, because we are going to be locking it. But maybe
next week the Discord is locked. So this will be the only link that you can get in
Yeah.
below.
Yeah. We'll do that on the YouTube video, man. And, anyone wants to join, come in and say hi. Like, it's just a great community. And look, we're not trying to force you to buy our NFTs. We just want some good people in the community.
Yeah.
Have a chat. You're trying to navigate the space, learn, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we'll also have a channel specifically for people new to the space. So you can ask any questions. There's no judgment. It's a safe place. Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
absolutely.
sweet.
All right, everyone. Thank you. See ya.